Welcome to the all-new 7th season of the award-winning So You Think You Know Maine. Match wits and wisdom with our 4 contestants as we explore Maine's past and present with your host, Jeff Gable.
Laura, Mark, Crystal, and Michelle, are you ready? Okay, let's play So You Think You Know Maine as we go. Show number 27. Hands on buzzers. Maine's second highest mountain is also one of the state's most popular ski resorts. Can you name it, Michelle?
Cadillac Mountain.
Ah, no, Mark.
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf Mountain. Yes. Sugarloaf Mountain is the second highest mountain and is a ski resort. Now, again, hands on buzzers, everybody. Madawaska is a town in Aroostook County and is an Indian word which means which of the following? Now, does Madawaska mean porcupine, wide river, or little papoose? Crystal.
Porcupine.
Porcupine, yes indeed. Crystal got the point on that question. Madawaska is an Indian word which means porcupine. Now, which state park is located on Maine's largest lake? Crystal again.
Lily Bay.
Lily Bay State Park. Lily Bay State Park is located on our largest lake, which is, Crystal, just
Moosehead.
Moosehead. Have you ever been there?
No.
No? Well, she's read about it. That's pretty good. Now we have a visual question, everybody. So take your peepers and follow me right over here. This river begins in the White Mountains of New Hampshire and winds its way through Oxford and York counties before emptying into the Atlantic Ocean. Can you name it, Michelle?
Saco River.
Yes, indeed. The Saco River. Now we have pens and hands for everybody. For years, this is a question about the sea. For years, the depth of objects at sea has been measured in fathoms. Now, how many feet in a fathom? Say that 10 times quickly. How many feet in a fathom? This is an appropriate question for the state of Maine that has a rich and varied legacy concerning the sea. How many feet in a fathom? Laura says 6 feet. Mark says 2.5. Crystal 20 and Michelle 20. Well, Dr. Pecoraro.
Well, the answer is 1 fathom equals 6 feet.
So, Laura, you are correct. Laura, how many feet in 100 fathom?
600.
600. Isn't that easy? How did you know there were 6 feet in a fathom? That fascinates me. Just something you read somewhere.
Well, you can figure it out easily.
Okay, well, Laura had the answer and she got the points. In fact, let's stop and look at the points. Everyone has scored already. That's the way we like to see it. Everyone gets in there real quickly. Crystal, you are in the lead with 10 points, and Laura, Mark, and Michelle have 5 points apiece. Now, sure, I don't have to tell you this, but you're going to give me the question. I'm going to give you the answer, so you give me the question. Here's the answer. Portland, Lewiston, Bangor, Auburn. Mark.
They're all cities. They're the 4 largest cities in the state of Maine.
That's what we're looking for. Okay. Now, just for the heck of it, just to prove that you can do that, put that in the form of a question.
Name Maine's 4 largest cities.
That's okay. That's right. Now, listen to the following information carefully, and when it's through, I'll ask you specific questions about what you're going to hear.
Bar Harbor, one of Maine's most beautiful towns, is located on Mount Desert Island overlooking Frenchman's Bay. Its reputation as a summer resort began back in the 1880s. Opulent summer homes called cottages were built during this time by some of the most wealthy people in the country. Homes with such names as Talleyrand, Devilstone, Shatwold, Witchcliff, and Elsinore dotted Bar Harbor. Certainly one of the most lavish was Wingwood House, owned by the E.T. Stotesburys. It had 110 rooms, 26 hand-carved marble fireplaces, 28 bathrooms, and 52 telephones, plus 23 extensions. The gold fixtures in the bathrooms were an economy, as Mrs. Stotesbury explained, because they saved polishing, you know. Wingwood was demolished in 1953 to make way for the Canadian National Bluenose Ferry Terminal. Most of the cottages of that era no longer exist. They were either demolished or were destroyed by the Great Fire of 1947. Fortunately, a few of these homes still stand today, a beautiful reminder of Bar Harbor's glorious past.
And there you have it, wings over Bar Harbor. Now for a few questions for 5 points apiece. And audience, please hold your applause till we end all these 5 questions. Bar Harbor overlooks what bay? Michelle?
Frenchman's Bay.
Frenchman's Bay, okay. The opulent summer homes were called what? Laura?
Cottages.
Cottages, yes. Why did Mrs. Stotesbury have gold fixtures in her bathrooms? Michelle?
They saved on polishing.
That's right. They say they were an economy because they saved on polishing. Wingwood House was demolished in 1953 to make room for what, Michelle?
Bluenose Ferry Terminal.
That's right, the Canadian National Bluenose Ferry Terminal. And finally, in what year did the Great Fire destroy most of Bar Harbor? Crystal?
1947.
1947. How about that? Boy, you kids didn't miss a trick on that. Everything you ever wanted to know about Bar Harbor. And we got a lot of that information from a new Down East Books publication called Lost Bar Harbor is the title, and that was written by G.W. Helfrich and Gladys O'Neill. So thanks to Down East Books for allowing us to use those photographs from that book. It's a fascinating book, and I think you might enjoy it. Now, let's move right on to something else. This is a short one now. How many Maine counties begin with the letter K? Laura?
1.
No. Crystal?
2.
2, that's it. What the heck, Crystal, can you name them?
Kennebec and Knox.
Kennebec and Knox County begin with the letter K. I like those short questions. You don't know what's coming. Now, imagine this situation. You are going to Maine's capital city. You're going to the Maine State Museum, and then you're going to visit someone who is meeting you at Coney High School. What river will you see as you travel through the city of Augusta? Mark?
Kennebec.
The Kennebec River, of course. There's the end of the first round, and let's go over and look at the scores. Boy, good first round. Michelle and Crystal are in the lead with 20 points apiece, so we have a tie, and right behind them is Mark with 15 and Laura with 10 points. And as always, we're glad that you could be here with us this evening. Lots of good questions. You're going to learn so much about the state of Maine, and these are the kids that are going to help us learn about the state and have fun at the same time. First, we want to say hello to Laura Boots. That's spelled B-U-T-Z. I've been practicing all afternoon to get it correct. Laura comes to us from Portland, where she is a 7th grader at Lincoln Middle School. She is the daughter of Richard and Gail. And, my golly, it seems to me I got a letter from you. Did you write to me a couple years ago?
Yes.
What was that all about?
Well, I suggested that Channel 10 have a children's version of So You Think You Know Maine.
And the rest is history, isn't it? And finally, you've got to be part of that. Well, I'm glad you were able to finally, after writing to us so long ago, come down and be on the show. What's it like in person, as opposed to watching on television?
It's more fun.
And I didn't pay her to say that either. How about that? Good. Well, good luck to you. Next, our only gentleman on the panel this evening is Mr. Mark Babcock. He attends Plummer Moats School in Falmouth, where he's a 6th grader. He is the son of Ross and Joanne Babcock. And you won a school competition to be here this evening.
Yes.
What did that entail?
First we had a written test where we had to, the top 5 people who scored on the test got to go to the gymnasium, and we had a playoff round and whoever won that was the champion, and we got to come up.
So, and you are here this evening.
And two of the people in the audience took the test that I took.
Well, great. Glad to have you here this evening also. Good luck to you, Mark. And next is Crystal Knapp from Kingfield Elementary School. She's in 7th grade there, and she's the daughter of Lena and Clinton Knapp. How about that? Now, you brought how many people with you from the town of Kingfield today?
I think about 24.
24. Is there anyone left in Kingfield?
Yes.
Well, what are some of your school activities? I know that you explained to me that you're just busy all the time.
Yeah, I play the timpani in the junior high school band, and I'm in the chorus, and I'm in the choir at the church.
Playing the timpani, that's the only time in school that you really get a chance to make a big noise, isn't it? And it's legal. You can make all the noise you want to. Okay, well, welcome, and thank you for coming down from Kingfield. And finally, on the end of the podium this evening is Michelle O'Donnell. Now, Michelle attends Cumberland School, or the school, North Yarmouth Memorial School in Cumberland, in fact, where she is a 6th grader. She is the daughter of Claire and Philip O'Donnell. And one of your activities at school is you belong to the math team.
Yeah.
And the math team goes to math meets. Now, tell me what happens at a math meet.
Well, you just go in, sit down, and they give you a test.
They say, what's 6 plus 4 minus 3 times 12, subtract 2?
No, it's
No.
a little more complicated than that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Do you get to use pen and pencil?
Yeah.
And an eraser?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. And I also want to introduce again for the second week in a row, Dr. Joseph Pecoraro. And you work where, sir?
Department of Education in Augusta, Maine.
Why don't you explain briefly what some of your duties are with the Department of Education?
Well, I'm a curriculum consultant that spends a great deal of time doing self-evaluation in schools, also high school accreditation, working on Maine studies, working on a variety of curriculum programs. In fact, I was at Deeren High School this morning, right next to Lincoln, middle school. I visited the school doing an evaluation.
Oh, glad to have you here. And my gosh, we have a big studio audience this evening. Listen to this lineup. The 7th grade class from Kingfield Junior High School. Took them 2 hours to get here. The Topsom Girl Scouts, troop number 478, and also the Tiger Cubs Pack 158 from Lewiston, plus assorted friends, relatives, and derelicts off the street here this evening. And So You Think You Know Maine's audience. Give yourself a round of applause. Get rid of some of that energy. Okay, now kids, it's time for you to go back to work. That means hands on buzzers. It's time to play round 2, which has the addition of our mystery puzzle, which is worth 15 bonus points to the contestant who gets that correct. Now we're going to start the second round off with a visual toss-up. This unusual looking bird has only one nesting ground in the entire United States, and that is Matinicus Rock off the Maine coast. What is the name of this bird, Michelle?
Puffin.
The puffin, the Atlantic puffin. So we'll say goodbye to the Atlantic puffin and on to our first mystery puzzle. This time it's a former governor of the state of Maine. Michelle, and here's your clue. And see if you can come up with the answer. Too early, isn't it? All right, well, let's continue. Falmouth, Westbrook, and Portland were considered as one town during the 1760s and went by a single name. What was the name of the town? Was it Falmouth, Westbrook, or Portland? Mark?
Falmouth.
Falmouth, yes, sir. Now that question, just for a little added information, comes to us from Virginia Vaughn, who was our seniors champion this year. And geez, Mark, do you go to her school?
She teaches 4th grade and I'm in 6th grade.
Did you have Mrs. Vaughn?
No.
Did you, someone in the studio audience had it. But let me ask you, did Mrs. Vaughn give you any pointers on being on the show?
No.
She didn't. Well, that was her question. Now on to the former governor of Maine, Mark. Here's your clue. Ease. Just run through that long list and pick the right one. Too soon, okay. Margaret Chase Smith was the first woman ever elected to the United States Senate. In what year did this happen? Was it 1944, 1948, or 1952? Mark?
1952.
Incorrect. Crystal?
1948.
1948. Maine sent Margaret Chase Smith to the Capitol in 1948, and we're sending you back to the mystery puzzle. Former Governor Crystal. There's your clue in S. Former governor of the state of Maine. All right. Next for everybody, what state park with a beautiful sand beach is located near the first English settlement on the coast of Maine? Crystal.
Popham Beach.
Popham Beach State Park. All right, Crystal, cross your fingers. It might be this one. Here's your clue. A U. Well, he's a former governor. We didn't say he was a famous former governor, just a former governor. Well, pens in hands. Knox County was the last county to be established in the state of Maine. In what year did this take place? Knox County was the last county to be established in the state of Maine. In what year did this take place? So closest to the correct answer is going to get 5 points. And let's see, Laura says 1928, 1785 for Mark, 1899 says Crystal, and Michelle came up with the date 1923. Well, Dr. Pecoraro.
Crystal has come up with the closest answer, 1899. The correct answer is 1860.
1860. Knox County was established in the year 1860. Crystal, you were closest, so here's our friend, the former governor of Maine. There's your clue. Well, we'll continue right along. Name the state's first college. Was it Colby, Bates, or Bowdoin? Crystal.
Bowdoin.
Bowdoin College, certainly. Bowdoin, founded in 1794, the first class had 8 students and only 1 professor. Colby was second and Bates was third. Guess what, Crystal? Back to your friend here, the former governor of the state of Maine. Your clue. There's your clue.
Kenneth Curtis.
See, it's not that difficult. See, they always try to think, wow, that's really tough, but it just takes enough clues. Kenneth Curtis, everyone knows Ken Curtis. Well, you got the 15 points, and let's stop and look at the scores. Crystal, that puts you into the lead with 55 points. Michelle, 25. Mark, 20. And Laura, 10. Hands and buzzers for everybody. Auburn is Maine's 4th largest city. In which county is Auburn? Mark.
Androscoggin.
Androscoggin County. Right where my feet are firmly planted at this second in Androscoggin County. The main product, Mark. There's your clue. Main product. Oh, no. Oh! I'm going to guess blueberries, mystery puzzle board. Hey, it is! Blueberries. Well, there we have. We just reviewed the score, so we don't need to go back and do that. So we can fire right on to the home viewer question. Everyone is sitting out there with pens and papers because they don't want to miss our home viewer question. It's number 27. This is show number 27 of this season. And this is about as short a question as we've possibly had this season. Are you ready? Here it comes. Name Maine's smallest county. Name Maine's smallest county. That's your question this week, folks. Now, what you do is put your answer on a postcard, please, and send it to this address. Right there, copy down the address, mark it home viewer question, and send it. Get it here within 1 week. We take all the correct answers, and from those correct answers, we select one big winner who's going to win a So You Think You Know Maine mug. And you never know, sometimes there are mystery prizes included. So we always encourage you to be part of that, and we will announce that winner following next week's program. Now, it's time for round 3. Toss-ups are now worth 10 points apiece, and we also have the addition of the category board. Bonus 5 points here, multiple choice, nature, people, and Maine towns. And remember, kids, you can't lose any points. So are you ready? Here we go. Visual identification first again. This man is the most famous person ever to put on a Red Sox uniform. His career spanned 4 decades, from 1939 until 1960. In 1941, he became the last man to hit over 400, and in his last time at bat in 1960, he hit a home run. Fishing in Maine is one of his favorite activities. Can you name him, Mark?
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams, number 9. Ted Williams, old number 9. Okay, Mark, we'll move right on to the categories: Maine towns, people, nature, and multiple choice.
I think I'll take Maine towns.
For 5 bonus points, Maine Yankee is Maine's only nuclear power plant. In what Lincoln County town is it located?
Wiscasset.
You got it, sir. 5 points. Maine Yankee is located in Wiscasset. Now, don't be stubborn about it answering this one, kids. The mule is the mascot for what Maine college? Michelle?
Colby College.
Colby College, yes. Colby College. All right. Well, Michelle, I'll give you a chance now at the categories.
Take multiple choice.
On New Year's Day in 1785, Maine's first newspaper appears. Which of the following names was the correct title of this publication? Was it the Kittery Crier, the Falmouth Gazette, or the Kennebec Journal?
The Falmouth Gazette.
That's correct. Falmouth Gazette, Maine's first newspaper, appearing on New Year's Day in 1785. Now, here's a folklore question for everybody. According to legend, what was the name of the English pirate who destroyed the fort at Pemaquid in the year 1632? Oh, I can see it in your eyes. No one knows this one. Dixie Bull. Dixie Bull. Study your pirates next time. Now, Eagle question. No, Eagle Island State Park. Eagle Island State Park was the summer home of the famous explorer Admiral Robert Peary. Where is Eagle Island State Park located? On what bay? Mark?
It's located in Merrymeeting Bay.
No. Michelle?
Passamaquoddy.
Casco Bay. Casco Bay is the location of Eagle Island State Park. What is the name of Maine's longest beach? Mark?
Old Orchard.
You got it, sir. Old Orchard Beach. That's it. The illustrated map of Maine tells us it's 4 miles long. Old Orchard Beach.
I think I'll try Maine towns again.
Name one of the 2 Maine towns that has the same name as 2 Latin American countries. Name one of the 2 Maine towns that have the same name as 2 Latin American countries.
Mexico.
Or Peru, yes. You have just finished touring the State House in Augusta, and you are on your way to Bath. Are you traveling north, south, east, or west? Mark?
South.
South, yes, sir.
Maine towns again.
Can you give me the name of the Hancock County town in which the Maine Maritime Academy is located? Castine. Next question for everybody. The Indians were a very clever people. Not only did they build canoes out of birch bark, but they also invented something to help them walk through the snowy Maine woods. What was this important invention? Michelle?
Snowshoes.
Snowshoes, yes.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. The Indians referred to the Portland area as Mashagoni. Does Mashagoni translate as Great Knee, Deep Harbor, or Land of Many Restaurants?
Deep Harbor.
No, Great Knee, which aptly describes the shape of the peninsula in which Portland is located. Russets, this is for everybody now. Russets, Katahdins, and Kennebecks are all varieties of one of Maine's most important cash crops. Crystal?
Potatoes.
Potatoes, that's it.
Maine towns.
Maine towns. This Cumberland County town is the home of Bowdoin College. Can you name it?
Brunswick.
Brunswick, yes. Everybody, if you are going to visit Bar Harbor and Cadillac Mountain, to which Maine county would you have to travel? Mark?
Washington.
No, incorrect. Someone else. Michelle.
Waldo?
No, Hancock County. Listen carefully. Coal-burning industrial plants in the Ohio Valley are believed to be the cause of acid rain. It's a potential environmental problem to Maine's lakes, rivers, and marine life. Is this true or false? Laura?
True.
You are right, it is true.
Please.
Nature. What kind of fish am I? I am one of the most important cold water fish in Maine. I spend my entire life in fresh water. I was made the official state fish on February 24th, 1969.
Landlocked salmon.
That's it, Laura, the landlocked salmon. How many Maine counties begin with the letter M? Laura? M.
None.
None, that's right. No Maine counties begin with the letter M. Made you stop and think, didn't it? Okay.
Nature again, please.
Looking for gold and semi-precious gemstones such as garnets is a popular hobby in the state of Maine. What is the nickname for someone who enjoys this activity? Is it a bloodhound, a rockhound, or a panhandler?
A rockhound.
Rockhound, yes. Whales are seen on occasion off the coast of Maine. Now I'm going to give you a choice of answers to this question, which I'm sure you've been thinking about for many years. Do all whales have teeth? We have a tie, so I'm going to throw that question out, go to another one. Before the railroad systems were completed, how did Mainers receive goods or deliver goods to other states? Michelle?
By boat.
By ship or boat, yes. And that is the end of the round, and barely with 70 points, Crystal, you have won this week. Let me tell you, kids, that was one of the best games of Say Something on Maine we have ever had. Crystal, 70 points, Mark and Michelle, 60 points, Laura, 30 points. Whew, you really gave me a workout this evening. Well, as always, everyone takes home with them a So You Think You Know Maine mug, and Laura, Mark, and Michelle, you will also be taking a Maine mapping guide from our friends at DeLorme Publishing Company, a lobster patch, a So You Think You Know Maine booklet, and a How to Talk Yankee book, compliments of the Thorndike Press. And Crystal, as our winner, a year's subscription to Maine Life and one of their pretty t-shirts, compliments to the Farmstead Press, a free family admission to the Maine Maritime Museum, including a ride on their boat, the Sassanoa, up the Kennebec, a year's family membership to the Gulf of Maine Aquarium, and a Maine bag from the Maine Publicity Bureau. And our congratulations and thanks to all of you. Hope you had as much as fun as we did. And as always, we invite you back next week for more fun and games. And until that time, this is Jeff Gable, hoping that this show has helped you get to know Maine better. Good night, everybody. Congratulations. Did you have a good time? Good for you.